Motivation is a liar. It tells you start tomorrow. It tells you you need to feel ready. It whispers take it easy, you've been through a lot. But tomorrow never comes. And easy never built anything that lasted. Motivation burns hot but burns out fast. Like a match in a storm. It's bright but gone in seconds. And that's where discipline walks in. Not loud, not emotional. Just focused, consistent, relentless. We've been sold a lie. That motivation is the key. That all you need is a good quote, a strong coffee, a hype song, and you'll win the day. But what happens the day the quote doesn't hit? What happens when the coffee doesn't wake you up? What happens when the music feels hollow? You fall. You skip. You say, I'll start again tomorrow. And this right here is why most people never change their lives. Because they're waiting for a feeling. And feelings are not loyal. Feelings are guests. They come. They go. But discipline? Discipline is a soldier. It shows up. Rain or shine. Tired or not. Inspired or not. Motivation is based on emotion. Discipline is based on decision. Motivation asks, do I feel like it? Discipline says it doesn't matter. Motivation makes you start, but discipline makes you finish. It's easy to be motivated when life is easy. But what about when you're broke? When you're heartbroken? When the world seems like it's moving on without you? Discipline doesn't care. It moves anyway. You can't build a business on motivation. You can't build a legacy on motivation. You can't change your body, your habits, your future on how you feel today. The most successful people in the world? They're not motivated all the time. They're just disciplined. They don't wait to feel ready, they train themselves to act anyway. Discipline says, I'm tired, but I'll still do it. I'm scared, but I'll move forward. I don't feel like it, but I'm not negotiating with my goals. Because discipline knows something motivation doesn't. Consistency compounds. Every small action. Every hard rep. Every early morning. Every lonely hour spent working when others are partying. It stacks. Day by day. Layer by layer. Until one day you wake up unrecognizable. Stronger. Sharper. Unstoppable. Imagine this. You're standing at the bottom of a mountain. At the top, your dream life. Financial freedom. Peace. Confidence. Health. Control. Motivation tells you, let's sprint. You start running. Fast. Hyped. But by day 3, the energy's gone. Your legs hurt. The mountain still looks huge. So you stop. And start again. And stop again. But discipline? Discipline doesn't sprint. It climbs. One steady step at a time. Slow. Quiet. Boring even. But unshakable. It doesn't miss days. It doesn't need applause. It builds brick by brick a wall so strong no excuse can break it. You're not born disciplined. You build it. Like a muscle. And yes, it's hard. It hurts. It demands sacrifice. But so does regret. The pain of discipline is temporary. The pain of regret? That stays with you. Every time you hit snooze. Every time you skip the gym. Every time you break your promise to yourself. You're not just delaying progress. You're destroying trust in yourself. And once that's gone, it takes a war to earn it back. Discipline is not about perfection. It's about direction. It's about showing up, even on your worst days. It's about silencing that voice that says, you can skip today. You'll be fine. Because that voice has lied to you for years. Train your mind like a warrior. Feed it discipline. Starve it of excuses. Wake up early, not because it's easy, but because it's right. Eat clean, not because junk food tastes bad, but because clarity tastes better. Show up not for motivation, but for your future. One day, years from now, you'll look back at this moment. Not the easy days, not the high energy days, but the days you didn't want to do it, and you did it anyway. And you'll say, that's the day I became dangerous. That's the day I stopped being emotional and started being unstoppable. Because you didn't rely on hype. You didn't wait to be in the mood. You became disciplined. And discipline will do what motivation can't. You want to change your life? Start by changing your standards. Raise them so high that your old habits can't reach them anymore. Discipline begins where excuses end. When you stop letting yourself off the hook. When you stop saying just this once. When you stop waiting for perfect timing. That's when the shift happens. Discipline is saying no when it's easier to say yes. It's going to bed early when your friends are partying. It's waking up before the world even stirs. It's grinding in silence while others seek comfort in noise. And no one applauds it. No one cheers for you when you choose water over soda, when you say no to Netflix, when you delete the app that steals your focus. But those small choices, they echo, they build, they become who you are. Discipline is identity. It's not something you do, it's something you become. You don't just act disciplined, you are disciplined. It becomes your default, your reputation, your internal code. When others waver, you're steady. When others break, you hold. Because you've trained for this. You've prepared for hard days. You've suffered by choice, so when pain comes without permission, you're not afraid. You're familiar with discomfort. You've lived with it. You've grown inside it. That's the thing nobody tells you about discipline. It's not glamorous. It's not flashy. It's lonely. It's repetitive. It's doing the same things over and over without visible results for a long, long time. And still doing them anyway. Because you believe. Not in what you feel, but in what you're becoming. You believe in process. You trust the boring. You commit to the climb, not the view. And that's what separates winners from dreamers. Dreamers love the view. Winners love the climb. They fall in love with what others avoid. Rejection, repetition, resistance. They understand true freedom isn't found in comfort. It's earned through discipline. You want to be free? Control your impulses. Master your time. Respect your word. Do the hard things, especially when no one is watching. That's freedom. Not a life without effort, but a life you control. People will call you obsessed. They'll say, lighten up. They'll ask, why so serious? They won't understand why you're not wasting your time like they are. Why you don't chase the dopamine. Why you don't care about fitting in. Because they've made peace with average. But you haven't. You're allergic to mediocrity. It makes your skin crawl. Because you know there's more. You know what you're capable of. And that fire inside you? That's not motivation. That's discipline dressed as destiny. Discipline says, I will keep showing up. I will honor my word. I will do what I said I'd do it. Even after the mood I set it in has left me. That's power. That's how you earn self-respect. Not by talking. Not by wishing. By doing. By doing it tired. Doing it annoyed. Doing it scared. Doing it broken. Doing it silent. Doing it when no one else believes. You know how empires are built? One disciplined day at a time. Not through hype. Not through shortcuts. But through relentless, boring, thankless, consistent execution. Every single day. And yes, you'll have doubts. Yes, you'll want to quit. Yes, there will be voices in your head telling you to stop. But that's why discipline is divine. It's not just action, it's rebellion. It's rebellion against weakness. Against fear. Against the lazy version of yourself that wants to rule you. Every time you choose discipline, you kill that weaker version of you. And the real you? The warrior? The leader? The legend? He gets stronger. So keep going. Even when no one claps. Even when progress is invisible. Even when you're the only one who believes. Because you are not doing this for now. You are doing this for forever. Every rep in silence is a shout in your future. Every step in pain is power in your purpose. And every second of discipline is a brick in your empire. You are not average. You were not born to be forgotten. You are being forged. In the heat of hardship, in the discipline of daily choices, in the fire of I don't want to, but I will anyway. One day the world will wonder how you did it, how you went from ordinary to unstoppable. They'll call you lucky, they'll call you gifted, but you'll know the truth. You were just disciplined, day after day, decision after decision, refusing to quit, refusing to negotiate, refusing to be less than who you were born to be. And when you look back at the pain, at the silence, at the lonely work, you'll smile because you'll know discipline did what motivation never could. You were not born disciplined. You were not born strong. You were born soft, innocent, easily distracted, just like everyone else. But you made a decision. You decided to fight your old self, to silence the lazy voice, to ignore the noise, to face the mirror and choose better. Not because it was easy, but because it was necessary. Because one day you got tired. Tired of starting over. Tired of quitting. Tired of feeling lost. Tired of being stuck in the same loop, motivation, action, burnout, repeat. You realized you don't need more motivation. You need better decisions. You need daily discipline. You need promises made and kept to yourself. And slowly you changed. Not overnight, but step by step. Small wins, private victories, invisible progress. But it added up. And one morning you woke up different. You didn't snooze. You didn't scroll. You didn't wait to feel ready. You moved with purpose. You acted with clarity. You showed up even when no one was watching. And that's when it hit you. You're no longer the person who needs motivation. You've become the kind of person who creates momentum. The kind of person others look at and say, how do they keep going? How do they stay focused? How are they so consistent? But they don't know what it took. They didn't see the nights you cried and still kept going. They didn't hear the voice in your head whispering, quit, and you said, no. They didn't feel the pain in your muscles, your heart, your mind, and still, you pressed on. Because you weren't building just a routine. You were building a new identity. You were becoming someone unrecognizable to your past self. You were rising. Discipline is not punishment. It's self-respect. It's how you say, I am worth more than this. It's how you prove to your soul, I can trust myself. It's how you reclaim your power from laziness, from fear, from weakness. The world may never reward you for your discipline, but the mirror will. The future will. Your legacy will. Because the world doesn't need more motivated people. It needs warriors, builders, doers, leaders, and every single one of them was built by discipline. So now the question is, who are you becoming? When this video ends and the feeling fades, what will you do? Will you wait for another spark? Or will you build your own fire? Because if you truly want change, if you're truly done with average, if you're ready to take your life to the next level, you don't need to feel ready. You just need to begin. Today. Now. No more waiting. No more tomorrow. No more when I feel like it. From this moment on, you're disciplined. Not perfect, but powerful. Not emotional, but committed. Not always excited, but always consistent. Discipline doesn't ask how you feel. Discipline says, we move anyway. This is your time. This is your era. This is your legacy. Let the world watch. Let the doubt rise. Let the fear scream. But don't stop. You've already decided. And discipline will do what motivation never could.